morning, I'm Melisa Idris. Welcome to Consider This. This is the show where we want you to consider and then reconsider what you know of the news of the day. The Malaysia Teacher Prize, which is now in its 4th year, honours teachers who go above and beyond in the classroom. The ones who are redefining what teaching looks like in Malaysia today. So on the show, joining me today are to tell us more about how teachers go above and beyond in the classroom is I have Samuel Isaiah, who is the Executive Director of PEMIMPIN, and he's also the co-founder of the Malaysia Teacher Prize. I also have Cikgu Zulazri Yusof from SMK Sultanah Asma in Kedah. He is one of the top 10 Malaysia Teacher Prize 2025, the top 10 finalists. So welcome both of you to the show, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm just going to begin with you, Sam.
Sure.
If you could maybe begin by briefly explaining Malaysia Teacher Prize. For those of us who may not be familiar, why did PEMIMPIN launch this initiative?
Thank you so much for having us here, Melissa, and for the opportunity to talk about teachers. I think fundamentally the idea of the Malaysia Teacher Prize is it goes by our motto. We believe that when you empower teachers, you empower them to change the nation. And we go by this tagline, it's called the power of a teacher, the potential of a nation. Because we believe that whatever change that we wish to see happen in our country, in our society, in our education system, for whatever it is, even for the future, it needs to start in the classroom. I had that opportunity, I think, a few years ago when I was named the top 10 finalists of the Global Teacher Prize. And I saw that when you uplift the voices of teachers, when you platform what they are doing within classrooms and within the communities, you inspire change, not just within the teaching fraternity, but in the entire country. I remember very vividly when I was made the top 10, I had everybody in Malaysia coming together to support a teacher who was teaching in a Orang Asli school, and everybody was behind me. So I thought to myself, why don't we bring this idea to Malaysia? What if we provided that platform for teachers to lead changes within the country as well? Stats and data and evidence also supports this idea. Recent data shows that the higher the perception of teachers within a society, the better the student outcome. So that is the philosophy of the Malaysia Teacher Prize, to platform the voices of teachers, to put them into a position of leadership where what they are doing and their voices can inspire change within the country. But fundamentally is to show that every teacher out there in Malaysia is doing their best to contribute to every child in their classroom.
Okay, so Cikgu Azri, congratulations on becoming the top 10 finalist. Tell us what being shortlisted means to you. I mean, beyond just being the prize, but it's about the recognition, right? The recognition of your work, your effort, your dedication.
Okey, terima kasih. Memang satu Malaysia Teacher Prize ni satu penghargaan kepada guru, di mana suara-suara guru jelas dapat dikeluarkan, isi hati guru-guru. Sebenarnya ramai guru-guru di luar sana yang mempunyai semangat dalam memimpin satu-satu bentuk pembelajaran ni. Dengan adanya Malaysia Teacher Prize ni, suara guru dapat didengar, dapat diluahkan, dapat diketengahkan dengan lebih lagi.
Sebab Malaysia Teacher Prize ni is not just the award kan, dia bukan saja pengiktirafan. There's also a summit, right?
There is a summit.
Okay.
So the Malaysia Teacher Prize, so we are not just platforming these teachers and just naming
award,
them.
Right? And money.
It's 50,000 ringgit. So the winner of the Malaysia Teacher Prize takes away 50,000 ringgit. And the idea is to give the winner the autonomy to do whatever they want with it.
Wow.
I was inspired when I heard the Global Teacher Prize founders say this. So in the global stage, they give the teachers $1 million. And he personally told me that, Sam, if you wanted to use the $1 million to buy a Bugatti, go ahead. But we know you won't. Because fundamentally, when you believe in what a teacher does, they would do it for the right things, and which is for the students. So we are empowering them, giving them the platform and the money as well. But fundamentally through the summit, the Malaysia Teacher Prize Summit is something that we organize every 2 years. This year, I think it's our biggest ever. We are trying to create a space where we have individuals from different walks of life. It's open to the public. You can attend. It's happening this weekend on the 8th and on the 9th of November. Bringing people from policymakers through practitioners to civil society organizations, everybody coming together. Hence, the theme of the summit this year is Selangkah Bersama Mencorak Masa Depan. Because we're trying to platform this idea that for whatever change that we want in our country is something that we can only achieve if we all play our part and if we all do something about it.
Which is why untuk mendengar suara-suara guru as Cikgu Azri cakap tadi. So Sam, Cikgu Azri, I have a feeling Cikgu Azri is probably far too modest to
he is very
talk about why he, with all his achievements, to become a shortlist top 10. So maybe you can tell us about Cikgu Azri's work and his impact. What has made him so special in the eyes of the Malaysia Teacher Prize?
I think Cikgu Azri, when I first heard his story, I related to it personally as well. I loved the music when I was growing up, but I never had the opportunity to pursue it seriously. I didn't have professional teachers. My parents and my family couldn't afford to send me to a music school and all of that. And that's what he stands for. What he believes, he truly believes in, that access to high quality teaching and to learn music should be readily available for anyone who wants to pursue it, and not just reserved for those who can afford it. And he is also platforming the idea of appreciation towards local music, gamelan in particular. He does that. He also has an app of how you can learn how to play gamelan on the app. But maybe perhaps you want to tell us a bit more about the app, Cikgu Azri.
Maybe Cikgu boleh cerita. So what I understand from just looking you up, researching you, sekarang, so dulu Cikgu hanya ada 4 pelajar yang nak ambil music for SPM, sekarang dah 27 orang. So tell us about your work, Cikgu.
Music untuk SPM dia perlukan kemahiran bermain muzik. Pelajar lebih confidence bila kita dah develop pelajar daripada tingkatan 1 belajar bermain instrumen sampai hingga berani dan dia orang sanggup nak ambil SPM untuk dia punya further dia punya dalam career dan muzik. Kadang-kadang ada juga yang ambil muzik untuk membuktikan yang dia boleh dapat A dalam satu lagi subjek lain selain daripada academic subjek.
So apa yang Cikgu rasa berubah for the students? What has changed yang membuatkan mereka tertarik nak belajar muzik dengan Cikgu?
First, sebab kita sediakan platform atau ruang. Kita sediakan ruang kepada pelajar. Kita tak estimate pelajar, mesti pelajar tertentu saja boleh ambil muzik. So pelajar yang punya minat dan sanggup ikut kita punya structure curriculum akan boleh achieve pelajaran tu. Dia belajar, lepas kita beri peluang, kita gunakan instrumen apa yang ada di sekolah. Kita bagi setiap pelajar ada major instrumen. So macam saya, setiap pelajar di setiap tingkatan saya ada ensemble ataupun mini orkestra di dalam kelas. So dia ada major instrumen masing-masing. Dia akan belajar selama 3 tahun. Selepas tingkatan 3 dia akan purchase untuk ambil SPM sebab dia dah confident bermain alat muzik.
So I heard that subject music SPM level agak susah. Is that true? Is it a hard paper?
Sebenarnya susah kalau pelajar tak menguasai permainan alat muzik. Sebab permainan alat muzik ni dia kena gain daripada awal, daripada form 1. Dia sudah kena menguasai permainan alat muzik, dia kena menguasai teori muzik. So kedua-dua ni kena kuasai untuk membaca skor muzik. So satu kemahiran yang agak macam membaca juga.
And Cikgu punya your pelajar-pelajar had no musical background, tak ada background dalam muzik, memang datang and memang tak tahu about music.
Macam sekolah pertama saya posting ialah sekolah luar bandar, mana sekolah luar bandar tu banyakkan pelajar minat muzik tapi tak pernah belajar muzik. Selalunya muzik ni selalu orang fikir dia satu yang eksklusif, hanya golongan tertentu saja untuk
golongan elit mungkin. Betul.
Nak belajar dia pun memerlukan kos yang tinggi. Tapi kita sebagai guru, kita berada di sekolah, kita yang cari inisiatif untuk bagi peluang kepada pelajar untuk merasai pengalaman musikal.
And maybe Cikgu boleh ceritakan sikit mengenai the Malay Gamelan digital app yang Cikgu develop ke? Tell us about that.
Satu aplikasi yang saya develop disebabkan gamelan ni bukanlah satu alat muzik yang boleh dapat macam piano, keyboard di mana-mana kan. So dia tambah pula dengan generasi sekarang dipanggil digital native, di mana lahir dengan hidup dengan benda peralatan digital. So pelajar sekarang pun kurang tertarik dengan alat muzik tradisional. Melalui apps ni pelajar boleh belajar alat muzik yang macam susah nak bawa dan mahal, boleh belajar dalam iPad. So dalam environment iPad tu, pelajar boleh explore sounds, how to play gamelan dalam apps, only dalam apps saja.
So Cikgu Azri yang develop this app ke? You saw that there was a gap that other students yang mungkin tak ada access for to learn music, to learn gamelan. So you developed an app for it.
Saya develop apps tu sebab saya ada peluang semasa saya mendapat beasiswa, saya ada cuti, saya explore coding untuk create apps for.
It's amazing. And I'm sure Cikgu Azri's story is just one of many.
Absolutely.
One of many of how teachers are innovating in classrooms.
Yeah.
Tell us more about the ability of teachers to innovate, because sometimes there's the perception that maybe teachers are constrained by syllabus, by curriculum, by time and the workload and the administrative burden. Talk to me about the importance of empowering teachers to be able to innovate in the classroom.
I think we have seen 4 years of doing this, even not just for the individuals that make it to the finalists. We do not have, in Malaysia, I think we have in abundance teachers who go above and beyond for their students. Cikgu Azri's story, we've got the other finalists, some of them are in special education, some of them are in STEM fields, some of them teach art, some of them teach languages, but each and every one of them has a core story of how they went above and beyond. And when we speak about empowerment, I think we really need to consider that for individuals who actually choose to be teachers, you're already halfway there because they fundamentally choose the profession as something that they love to do. We all know it's not the best paying profession out there. At times it's always in the spotlight, not for the good reasons. When things go wrong, immediately people point fingers towards teachers. But we are trying to show the public the narrative that we've got in abundance teachers who are willing to go forward. And when we speak about support, I think in PEMIMPIN over the past 8 years, we have worked on the idea of providing professional development for teachers, training them, building them to see how they can come up with localized and contextualized solutions that may suit their students and their community members as well. And we have been actively working together with the Ministry of Education to scale our initiative throughout Malaysia to see how we can support more teachers so that they can fulfill what they want to do together with their students and also contribute the best they can. Because ultimately, I think for whatever policy changes that we have in the country, the ones at the front lines are the teachers.
Yes.
And if we have teachers like Cikgu Azri and all the other finalists up there, I think we stand a good chance in providing our best for our students.
Cikgu Azri, do you think that your colleagues, other guru-guru yang lain kan, do they feel empowered to try something new? What would you say? Apakah cabaran yang cikgu-cikgu, guru-guru menghadapi when they want to try something new, nak mencuba sesuatu yang baru, sesuatu yang inovatif, sesuatu yang kreatif in the classroom? Adakah cabaran?
Cabaran dia yang pertama, macam mana nak solve problem dengan innovation. So dia kena learn something, kena berkorban macam-macam dari segi masa, dari segi kewangan, dari segi idea creativity. So itu cabaran yang besar lah untuk guru come out dengan satu benda yang innovation untuk pelajar. Termasuk lagi untuk melihat keberkesanan inovasi itu. Itu pun satu cabaran juga.
Okay, tak tengok what the effect is, what the impact is kan. Sebab kadang-kadang it takes a long time to see the impact, right? Yeah. So I understand that you will be hosting a best classroom workshop tomorrow. Tell me about that.
Okay, untuk kelas esok saya menyediakan satu platform pembelajaran, satu sampel platform pembelajaran muzik macam mana nak merasa berada di kelas muzik, di mana pelajar akan belajar bermain alat gamelan dengan pelajar yang ramai, tapi alat gamelan tu ada 8 alat. Macam mana kita nak integrate teknologi dalam kelas tu untuk supaya pelajar yang tak terlibat untuk bermain gamelan boleh explore gamelan dengan iPad dulu. So selepas tu kita akan change, tukar gila-gila. So gamelan tu ada 8 instrumen. So memang kalau untuk 20 orang lebih pelajar, kita kena guna teknologi untuk solve problem tu bagi pelajar try dekat iPad. Lepas tu kita buat penggiliran pelajar yang daripada iPad boleh main actual gamelan.
Cikgu, when you talked about nak nampak keberkesanan of your innovation, of your ideas tu, memang mungkin ambil masa yang lama. Beyond just the results or the subject of music, ada tak cikgu nampak impact kepada pelajar-pelajar? Does it change anything about them? Mungkin dari segi keyakinan diri ke, atau you know, nak semangat nak datang ke, motivasi nak datang ke sekolah ke, masuk kelas ke?
Betul. Aktiviti muzik ni impact dia tak nampak dari segi pembelajaran muzik tu, tapi impact dia daripada aktiviti sendiri. Macam contoh disiplin, macam mana pelajar meningkatkan disiplin, di mana pelajar nak join aktiviti tu perlu ada disiplin, perlu datang latihan tepat waktu, perlu datang masa awal untuk rehearsal, untuk performance.
Disiplin kan? Betul, you're right.
Kalau travel, pelajar perlu ada disiplin untuk bersiap awal, sebab deal dengan, contoh deal dengan kapal terbang.
Travel?
Travel. Pelajar macam di sekolah saya ada travel ke Jakarta untuk marching band.
Masuk pertandingan?
Ya, pertandingan. So memang deal dengan kapal terbang, deal dengan bas, memang deal dengan masa. So di situ memang kena perlu terapkan disiplin. Lepas tu ada sifat kepimpinan di situ, di mana pelajar yang senior akan handle yang junior. Sebab pelajar melibatkan pelajar yang ramai, hanya mengharapkan guru je tak mampu, guru sebagai monitor proses perjalanan tu.
Amazing. So dari umur yang muda dah belajar macam nak travel internationally. That's fantastic.
Handle instrumen lagi.
Sam, pemimpin essentially works with school leaders, right? To ensure that they empower innovative teachers like Cikgu Azri. Talk to me a little bit about what you would like to see school leaders do to enable teachers like Cikgu Azri, and I'm sure there are hundreds and thousands of them out there.
So when we started Pemimpin, we primarily focused on school leaders. But over the years, I think we have evolved our theory of change into looking at how each and every teacher at different levels have that potential to lead as well. We see the Malaysia Teacher Prize finalists as teachers who have that capacity to lead systemic changes. We see the school leaders that we work with on our fellowship programs for them to lead school and community improvements. We look at the teacher leaders that we work with and we train them for a year to see how they can come up with solutions for their classroom and lead there as well. The way that we are viewing the entire profession itself comes from that idea of leadership. And change can only happen when you lead well within the classroom, you lead well within the schools, and you lead well within the systems, and you get everybody coming together. That's what we are pushing for as well. This year, we have 2 finalists who are school leaders themselves.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
As finalists of the
Malaysia Teacher Prize. So we saw that whatever that they are doing to improve the schools, how they were empowering different teachers as well, is an example to other school leaders out there that your act of teaching is not solely about teaching a subject, but the act of teaching is also leading your peers and leading everybody within the school and the community towards change as well.
About that. That's wonderful, because I thought it was only for teachers in the classroom, but it's actually all
every
school.
teacher.
Every education
well.
is wonderful. So speaking about education, I wanted to talk about the current narrative now. I mean, there's so much being said about STEM and AI, kan? So kita banyak bercakap pasal STEM, pasal AI, and because Cikgu Azri is Cikgu Music, do you think the arts are being sidelined? Do you think kita ni macam kita dah macam bidang seni ni dipinggirkan sikit? Adakah rasa macam tu? Adakah kita abaikan bidang seni ni?
Kalau saya nampak macam kerajaan buka peluang kepada kita. Sebagai leader, kita kena cari inisiatif untuk sebab macam contoh subjek muzik ada sampai peringkat SPM. Kita sebagai guru, kita yang walaupun di subjek elektif, kita yang cuba mematabatkan subjek berkenaan. Kita buat kelas, kita buat latihan, inisiatif kita. Sebenarnya peluang tu ada. Kita perlukan perkasaan, dia adalah berdasarkan based on kita lah.
Ada tak parents yang maybe tak confident kalau anak dia ambil paper elective music ni?
Macam tak ada benda lain
nak kata nanti nak graduate, nak kerja apa kan?
Macam pelajar saya yang di sekolah, tak semuanya yang ambil subjek muzik tu akan jadi pemuzik. Tapi apply music tu dalam life dia. Untuk macam tadi kita berbincang tadi tentang disiplin, kepimpinan. Macam contoh, pelajar saya banyak yang pergi purchase dalam bidang sains, tapi masa dimatrikulasi tu, diorang lah yang lead semua aktiviti di sekolah sebab ada sifat kepimpinan. Lepas tu lead persembahan, walaupun bukan major music. So benefit music tu bukanlah semata-mata untuk purchase jadi guru music atau performance, tapi dalam life.
Okay. So kalau Cikgu Azri menang the Malaysia Teacher Prize, what would you do with the 50,000 ringgit?
Okay.
The prize money.
saya nak menggunakan duit tu untuk develop saya punya banyak ensemble di sekolah saya. Contoh ensemble dalam marching bands, traditional music, combo. So they all group to need more new instruments dan kena ada maintenance instruments. So membantulah kewangan ni.
We forget that schools are under such tight budgets, right?
Yeah.
There's so much financial constraints.
Yeah.
So innovative teachers really have to work with what they have. So it's wonderful that this prize money is given to them.
When we started this prize, is also to provide the networks for these teachers, so that they can also come up with a sustainable form of funding by partnering with different organizations. I think over the past few years, we've had finalists who partnered with different foundations in Malaysia as well, directly, so they get supported directly as well. So yeah, I think the prize is a mixture of a lot of things. It's the leadership part of it, is platforming these teachers, but also putting them in the spotlight and letting everybody know, hey, if you want a good cause to contribute to, here's someone you can trust, here's someone who's doing great work in whatever they're doing. And the school and the teacher especially would need the support, and we have mediated a lot of these transactions over the years.
Yeah, that's absolutely what is needed, right? You need someone to matchmake or at least introduce and connect the two sides. Okay, so in the time that we have left, I want to ask the both of you, to the teachers, the educators who are watching today, who may be struggling to feel motivated, or they feel like their work is not being seen. It is tough times. So what would the both of you say? What nasihat cikgu? Can I ask nasihat cikgu kepada guru-guru yang muda mungkin yang rasa kurang semangat ke atau rasa macam tak dihargai? What advice do you have, cikgu?
Okay, kalau untuk saya, sebab music is my passion, lepas tu bergantung pada niat kita lah. Kita memang macam saya suka tengok pelajar perform, saya tengok pelajar daripada zero to hero, belajar music daripada kita tengok daripada tak tahu apa-apa sampai ada develop sesuatu. Bagi saya itu satu kepuasan. So untuk cikgu-cikgu mungkin dia kena cari kepuasan lebih kurang macam tu lah.
Sam?
For me, I think since I said that teaching is an act of leadership, I think one of the hardest things for any leader to do is to listen. And the things that I've learned from my teachers through PEMIMPIN and also in my time at school, it's always beneficial that if you're facing a hard time, put things aside, listen to the kids, talk to them, try to figure out something. And it's not figure out something for them, it's to figure out something with them. I think listening and developing that sense of ownership is very important for every teacher, because I think sometimes when it comes to personalized about one particular individual altogether, you either take it too hard on yourselves when things don't go well, or when things go really, really well, it gets above your head very quickly and you forget why are you doing it in the first place. So if you're feeling lost, cikgu-cikgu yang rasa hilang, yang rasa tidak dihargai dan sebagainya, go back to the kids. That's why you're in the profession in the first place. Listen to them, speak to them, and they will always inspire you.
Before we end, I do want to ask another, maybe your concluding message. You started the conversation by saying that sometimes the teaching profession is not valued because they get blamed for everything when things go wrong. It becomes the headlines, right? And it's been a tough couple of months for
the profession.
The profession itself. So there's some negative news around it. What would you like people to understand about the profession when the first thing people do often is blame teachers, blame the schools, blame their education system? Was there something you would like us to consider tonight about, from someone who's standing from this side of the court, if I may say? So, Cikgu Azri, ada tak apa-apa mungkin message kepada penonton malam ni?
Okay. Kepada penonton, kepada cikgu.
Siapa je. Even parents yang mungkin cepat nak blame cikgu, cepat nak marah kepada sekolah.
Untuk saya lah, sebenarnya dunia pendidikan ni dia satu benda yang kompleks. Dia bukannya hanya berharap pada guru saja. Kalau kita tengok, kita perlu kerjasama. Macam contoh, macam parents, perlu bekerjasama dengan guru, guru pun perlu bekerjasama dengan parent. Kadang-kadang macam kita tengok di luar negara, ada juga parent yang datang ke sekolah, contoh untuk anak yang special kan, datang membantu guru, tengok guru punya PNP dan balik terapkan balik benda apa yang cikgu buat di sekolah, terapkan kepada anak-anak di rumah. So situ ada satu jalinan kerjasama. Macam saya sendiri dalam aktiviti muzik, saya tak mampu juga untuk handle semua. Saya dapat bantuan daripada, contoh macam ragam, di sekolah saya dapat bantuan daripada satu kumpulan ibu bapa dipanggil Susband Parent Clubs. Okey, Susband Parent Club ni dia banyak membantu menyokong perjalanan pancaragam sekolah saya. So di situ ada kerjasama antara guru dengan parents, sangat membantu.
Okey, so ada macam collaboration,
ada collaboration. Selalu
faham.
ada gathering, ada majlis bersama, ada perbincangan bersama, selalu ada meeting
So
bersama.
that way parents feel part of the school and teachers feel part of same team. Kita
Right.
semua untuk the anak-anak kan, untuk the pelajar. Sam?
I think it's always easier to point fingers, but I would just like to remind everyone that each and every teacher, of all the teachers that I've met throughout my career in the work that I'm doing, each and every one of them put their heart into what they're doing. And I think like what he mentioned earlier on, I think there needs to be more engagement. There needs to be more open conversations about what we can do together and what we can achieve together. And I think back to the summit, that's what we try to achieve as well. I think to provide that space that we are comfortable to be critical about things. I think I'm not saying that we should sweep things under the carpet or not highlight issues, but we need to approach it together and not from the point that it's somebody else's fault and not mine, but how can we solve this issue together? Because ultimately, as cliche as the saying goes, it's about how we can all play a part. The more we start seeing each other as on opposite sides, the more things will not work out for us. And I think parents have a huge role to play. In fact, I think in recent data showing that Malaysia within the region, one of the areas that we need to improve on besides our maths and science and all of that is actually we have one of the lowest parental engagement within the region. So hello. So it takes both sides. Our parents actually coaching their kids at home, parents actually actively communicating with their teachers, asking them, talking them. I think it takes both sides to want to do it together. And I hope that the summit is one of those places that we can try to promote these ideas, but ultimately I think as a country we need to have that perspective. I think from that point, whatever challenges that we face is something that we look at it from a more optimistic point of view rather than this is doomed and we need to scrap everything, etc.
Yeah. Both of you, thank you so much
for
being on the
having
show.
us.
It's been so inspiring to listen to you. I'm excited for the summit. Thank you for your time. Thanks. All the best, Cikgu Azri. I hope you win.
And do come for the gamelan session.
That's all the time we have for you on this episode of Consider This. I'm Melisa Idris, signing off for the evening. Thank you so much for watching and good night.